Welcome everybody to Caliente Truck Talk Outbound Edition. We're heading back from Big Bend. With me today, well, I'm Service Manager Derek. With me is
Technician Chris.
up driving,
Phil, the driver.
and the voice, the myth, the Nick. There he is. We are on our way back from Big Bend after a
Two days of ride.
days. Got dirty, dropped some bikes. Nobody got terribly injured.
Just a couple of minor injuries.
Just really sore.
Yeah.
A lot of
Sore
soreness.
elbow.
I think that says more about us and our upkeep than
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're old.
I got sore knees now.
Yeah. Everything's sore.
Definitely gonna start a yoga class before every bike ride.
Yeah, we should.
That we do.
Yeah, we should stretch before we go.
Did Chris drop his bike?
I did not.
Yeah, he was the one and only. Everybody
one and
else
only.
biffed it.
Was he the one and only?
Yeah.
Was he the one and only?
Great.
Oh, Phil did. No, you did, didn't you?
When?
Oh no, you just fell
No,
down.
you just ate
I
it.
just fell.
Yeah,
you just fell
Yeah, he was
down.
running. He was running
He
to
was
help.
running the same.
to help someone.
Help is on the way, dear! Mrs. Doubtfire!
And did a sand trap and then took a header and
So,
scratched himself.
What happened is I watched this someone fall, thought they were trapped underneath their bike, so I got off my bike
I've fallen, and I can't get up!
and was running down a hill and said, I got it.
No,
I
I
don't got it. And boom, I fall down while running into a creek bed.
In motorcycle boots, and now we're taking our first phone call ever. This is unprecedented. Our first phone call. One speaker.
We will not.
Nope, we don't know that
this
number.
Moment.
So that was my tumble. Bike never fell.
Bike never fell.
Phil fell.
Phil fell.
Phil fell.
Phil fell.
Which I
I
appreciate.
lucked out and almost.
I appreciate the attitude and the delivery. The delivery is funny. I was kind of, not really at the point, but my leg was under the bike.
When I was running back toward Nick and saw Phil bite it, and it's hard to concentrate. You think one friend is trapped. You're laughing at your other friend. You just don't know what to do.
I just stayed laying in the sand.
I was gonna say,
Derek was already on the ground.
after I saw Phil eat it, I just gave up and I just laid there and just expected at some point a vulture would come by or something.
So we should give some context to this. We were riding the Pan America adventure bikes off-road, on-road, off-road, right?
Right.
2 days, multiple routes we took.
Yeah.
Some harder than others.
The first one, the hardest.
We were doing a scouting run to see if we can make this into a thing for
With the
us or the
dealership.
dealership, or just riders that are
Interested.
interested, especially in the Pan Am. And we rode some great roads out of the Big Bend area, out of Terlingua over to Presidio. River Road was
Marfa.
amazing.
Went to Marfa.
Went to Marfa and Alpine.
In Marfa, what was that restaurant?
The Sentinel.
The Sentinel.
The Sentinel.
Great lunch spot.
Yep, great food.
Very accommodating. Easy to deal with. Let us bring in all our dusty, grimy gear, even though there's a very nice little restaurant in there with a pretty good menu. So thanks to those folks for staying
Hosting.
open, because we walked in about 30 minutes before closing time, and they could have told us no, but she fired the grills back up and fed us, which was very nice. So I recommend the Sentinel if you're in Marfa.
Absolutely.
But a good day of ride. We did, how many miles? Somebody clocked it, didn't they, yesterday?
Yesterday was a 20-mile off-road.
Yeah, the whole trip.
The whole trip was
Yesterday's full trip was 249 miles.
249.
Yep.
So a lot of pavement yesterday, and then the 20-mile
On a
off-road.
great river road, and I'm sure we got footage of that.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
So we'll insert that somewhere. But the river road was just
That is-
beautiful pavement,
Yeah.
fresh blacktop, sweeping, rolling, beautiful scenery.
Yeah,
It
the
was
mountains were great.
it was incredible.
Go fast, go slow, just enjoy yourself. It was a really good time. And then ended up back in Terlingua at the porch and watched the sunset. It's just a really, it's just an easy-going kind of area.
Yeah, it's Terlingua is just laid back.
Yep.
They're very artsy.
time and date do not matter.
Yeah, it really
love
doesn't.
it.
Yeah, they don't care. The restaurant we ate there that night was really good, and the staff were real friendly, live music going. camped out at Chisos Basin in Big Bend National Park, which was phenomenal.
You get a chance to check it out.
Oh,
they have
God.
hotel rooms there too.
The lodge is up there.
Lodge.
Nice restaurant, breakfast buffets kind of thing. So you can glamp, or you can stay in a lodge, or you can full on camping and rough it. We were at a campsite, but still had our tents up doing that. Had a really good time though, and it is a bit of a haul out of the San Antonio area, but in the wintertime, especially for the northerners, coming down here is a good idea because how hot did it get on Saturday?
Saturday was 92 or something.
Yeah, 92.
Well, it was an unusually hot.
It was.
for February. We were expecting highs in the 60s, lows at night in the mid to low 30s.
Yeah.
So we were preparing for cold weather,
Right.
and then last week we discovered, it's going to be in the 80s during the day or 90s, and 60, 50, mid 50s at night. So we had to redo everything.
So it was hot Saturday, and yesterday was gorgeous, kind of mid 80s. And then from what I'm seeing, it's going to be in the 70s for another couple weeks out there. So all I'm saying is wintertime is actually a good time to be in Big Bend, because once the sun comes up for real, in probably Mayish through about October, it's going to be unbearably desert hot. So you either got to plan for that and be ready, or go in the wintertime, which is what we will do, as we did this February.
We still had to drink a lot of water.
Yeah, we were
Oh yeah,
still sweating
I
bullets.
dehydrated the first day. I
Yeah.
did not drink enough water. I wasn't taking it serious enough, and all that dust we were eating just dried me up. But super fun trip.
Yeah. I do have a couple questions.
Yeah.
How did everybody's camp gear that that you got for this trip?
Oh, like the video we shot for all that?
Oops.
Boy, we are going to be in trouble. We were supposed to shoot
We're supposed to do cribs.
and we blew it.
Shush. We weren't supposed to bring that up. I was rolling into that as if we were like, hey, how'd all your new camp gear do?
We could set them all up in our own yards and pretend it's Big Bend National Park. Camp gear. Phil, what were you rocking? How was your camping?
What new stuff did you bring?
So I only brought 2 new things. I bought a Sea to Summit sleeping bed, which was awesome. I'm not 100% sure how they rate it. I think it's at a R6, which is a temperature rating. I was comfortable all night, didn't lose air, and a Sea to Summit pillow. It was okay. It wasn't really meant for how I sleep, so I will be looking at other pillow options. Other than that, I was running my Amazon tent and sleeping bag, and that was it. Yeah, that's what I brought. I never I broke out my Sea to Summit. I have a sleeping bag liner, which never really had to break that out because the weather was kind of perfect at night.
Nick, what'd you have?
I had a couple different new things, but we had the solar panel, which worked pretty good for what it was. I had some new lights and like magnetic clips that clip through the tent.
Did you use those? I hadn't seen any. I didn't see use them.
I had like dual like ambient lighting in my
Nick was partying
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the tent.
Oh, wow.
and then I had my fan, which was great. That was wonderful.
I actually used my fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
And then what I thought was the best was my like heated sleeping bag blanket, I guess.
Underlayment?
Yeah, it's kind of like a pad that you sleep on, but it's heated, which worked almost too good at some points, where depending on which battery you were using, it either was kind of lukewarm or it started cooking you to death.
And you didn't use it both nights. Last night was the only night it got cold. It got into the low
Yeah,
40s
last night was the only night that I had a chance to break it out, but it worked really well, and it worked all the way through the night, so.
Nice.
Derek, what about you? What'd you bring?
My big thing was to do auto up 10. That was really cool.
Oh, yeah,
Works
the
kinda-
10.
Yeah, you had one of those.
Yeah.
Kind of works like an umbrella. You just pop it up and boom, there it falls down. It's in place. So for us lazy, uncoordinated people, that was pretty slick. It was, I will say, a little heavier and a little bulkier to pack. So if I was, as you can see, the bikes went on a trailer, so gear weight and size didn't matter.
No.
If I was strictly on the bike, I'd probably stick with my small pole tent. It's just easier to pack out. It's a hiking tent. And this one had more room. And then, of course, for the cot, which I travel with that now. I don't care which tent I have. That's a must. Throw that on any ground and I feel comfortable. And then I'm going to change out that little air mattress one I got because I didn't work too well. And just the usual stuff, the lights, all that. It was a really nice, easy campsite. Built-in grills, bare boxes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You ran pretty much the same kit I had, right?
Yeah, same tent. I did do a 30-degree sleeping bag this time because I thought it was going to be colder. Last night it was 42 degrees or whatever. Worked great, so I'm not concerned about that. In lighter weather, I will still probably bring my older lightweight sleeping bag.
Yeah.
This would probably be a bit much if it was only getting into the 70s at night. But other than that, yeah, it's all the same lights and chairs and all that stuff that I normally have. But yeah, those are just my two new things. I do desperately need to figure out the pillow situation and the air mattress situation on top of my cot. That's because I did not sleep well, but it's mostly because I think I have gear issues. I need to figure out what works for me.
I didn't sleep well because you all snore. Like,
I did bring earplugs this time.
Yes,
and
so
I
you
used
were
them,
fine, but
and
I
it was
didn't.
great.
So those two snore.
So yeah, exactly. I didn't recall snoring at all, but these two.
Derek did snore.
Okay.
Oh, the first night.
The first night.
First night, he was
snoring.
I snored both nights, sure.
But the takeaway is plan, look at the weather, see what you need gear-wise if you're going to be camping, or be close enough to a hotel where if you got to bail, you can. And when you get out riding, as we found out, the Moscow Moto.
We all
are.
our packs. Let's talk about our packs a little bit. Can we do that? Do we have
absolutely.
to? Okay. So
what are they called? What are they?
the 12-liter
keep on
Wild.
water
Wild pack.
hydration pack, the hydration
Wild
pack, isn't it?
I think it's the Wild Pack.
The Wild Pack,
I don't know. It's whatever the new one on Moscow is with the little chest thing. That was awesome. It did.
which is optional.
Yes, but add it. Because,
Add it.
man,
Yeah.
having your...
Put your wallet in there, your
stuff right
keys,
there.
whatever.
So, all right, let's go through that. What did you carry in your new pack?
Being the first time I used the pack, I had a full tank of water.
That's what I call high quality H2O.
So 3 liters or whatever it was. And that's all that I really put in the backpack this time because I was just trying to get a feel for it. My front pack, I did not pack a pew-pew. I just carried I just carried my wallet, my keys, lip goo.
But it's easily accessible.
Yeah, and that was about it. Because I didn't want to make, I wanted it to be as light as possible this time. I can always add stuff later. I just wanted to get used to it.
That's what I was worried about, was the weight of it with the full water. Because the
thoroughly heavy.
bag, when you held it in your hand, was heavy. But what I noticed was wearing it over my riding jacket kind of disappeared. And even when I fell off, it didn't interfere with the off. I hit the ground and side, back. It didn't really seem to care. It took the impact. When I wore it without the jacket, when I was just cruising around the one time on the street, then it was heavy pulling on my shoulders. So I like it with kind of an armored jacket kind of thing. It just takes that weight away.
And I bought armor for my lightweight jacket before it came out because it didn't have any. So elbows and shoulders. I specifically didn't buy the back armor because I knew I was going to have the backpack, which kind of it's rigid, so it kind of acts as armor even without the water in it.
But I think adjusting it would, like if you took your jacket off and readjusted
it
would help. Because I felt fine, and all I was wearing was my jersey.
Yeah.
Because we all have them adjusted for the jacket.
Right.
Yeah.
You're more manly though, so you don't notice.
What did you carry in your wallet?
So I didn't really carry much except until the yesterday. It's now my favorite place to take my gloves off and not open the pack, but actually just push the pack forward and just shove them right here.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you go to the gas station or
that's
whatever.
Yeah,
just
it's
jam right
that's
there.
the best thing in the world.
I did that too without knowing I was doing it one time. I just took one glove off.
You just like
tucked it there.
bam.
That made a big difference. And as far as other gear, my riding boots that I was terrified of when I got them, those Compex, the Fox Compex, because they're so rigid, man, they were awesome on the trails.
Yeah.
They were. My feet didn't get tired. I felt strong when I hit the ground with those things. I felt secure on the bike, landed on my leg the one time, no big deal. So I hate to admit when Bradley and Phil and you guys Phil, you just got yours too. But it makes a huge difference in your confidence in the riding, I thought.
Yeah.
So the more I wear those things, all the gear, yes, riding pants, stuff I don't normally wear when I'm just riding.
Oh, I'm ready to buy a new pair.
Yeah.
So it's like
So
my
they're
own.
yours, yeah.
I did buy
the new to use.
a used pair.
Well, when I was concerned because I tried wearing them for a few hours here and there
Which ones you got?
Like the Formas.
Formas, yeah.
The Adventure Touring ones. I wore them a few times in my house, and they were pretty comfortable straight out of the box, but they weren't super comfortable, and I was a little concerned. After the first day, they're broken in.
Yeah.
They're breaking in. They're broken in. They're perfect. I feel great.
Yeah.
You got the nice ones.
So yeah. So in my pack.
Oh, you're still in your pack.
Oh, I'm still in my pack.
Yeah, we're doing
because
it
none of y'all said.
Hey Phil, what's in your pack?
Oh, there you go. I carried snacks. I had snacks and water hydration packets and stuff like that. And you know who ate my snacks? Everybody ate
all
my
ate your snacks.
I had jerky in there.
I didn't. I had my snacks.
Were you the one constantly every time you stop? Who wants tuna fish? Wasn't that you?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Get you good tuna.
you know when you go on a trail ride in the desert and it's dirt and sand, it's 95 degrees. I'm thinking tuna fish.
A little bit of surf and turf.
A little bit of surf and turf.
So
You know, my little tuna fish packets
you were definitely
with some Cheez-Its.
You were definitely
I
taking
had,
care of us.
I had my knife
Yeah.
in the back because there's a nice little Velcro that keeps it in place. And then I had my fork that also had a knife and a fire starter on
Nice.
it.
Oh,
On one
were you
side.
carrying your inReach?
No.
Let's say, did
I brought mine.
anybody have
So
their inReaches?
in my front, I was carrying my wallet, my cell phone, a multi-tool, and and that's it. But I mean, there's room. I mean, we could have
You could pack out nice.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of pockets in there, lots of room for everything.
the duck bill. No, it's the
Beaver tail.
beaver tail. I mean, you can stretch that thing out.
Yeah.
And I could have stuffed my jacket in there, which
Yeah.
I probably should have. Just because one of the rides home, I was like, oh, I'm a
Yeah.
little chilly in just my jersey.
I left the tour pack on the bike to carry some things, but the reality is, I think I could have gotten almost everything I had in my tour pack in that backpack and not need the tour pack,
With
not
the-
have my
doing-
top box at all.
Doing the way we rewrote
Yeah,
it. So
it
what
would've
we
been
did
fun.
is we had a base camp, and then we would go run a trail, back to base camp. You know, go run a trail, back to base camp. So with a base camp, yes, that pack would have been significant. Sufficient to run. But on my boots, I'm running the Alpine Star Tech 7s.
And they're very nice.
And they're not to run in.
Don't run in them. You'll go down.
They're nice to
In
run in
sand
as long as it's
especially.
you running and we're the ones watching and then laughing.
Yep. But it was the first time I tried them on, and that was it. And then I rode in them, and they were comfortable. Standing up, a lot better than cowboy boots. And then I was running, I'm not sure what the brand is, but some knee shin guards that I tucked the shin part in, and then, which I'm glad I had, because when I hit that dirt running,
Not riding,
running, and I was like, I was going down, and I was trying to kind of like, how am I gonna fall? And I was like, wait a minute, I got knee pads on. So like I felt like I hit my knees first and then just kind of toppled over. So
Really wish we had footage of that, but we don't. But we don't. We were worried about somebody being crushed.
Everyone was
or burned
crashed
by
out
their
of the time.
motorcycle. Yeah,
I was stuck in a sand dune on the trail.
Two people down at this time.
It was like slow motion fall downs everywhere,
Like-
and all in different terrain. I fell down in sand. What did you wreck on?
I crossed the little creek
dry creek
bed
bed?
and then the
Sand.
berm.
It hit the berm. I didn't see what took you
Sand.
it was sand.
in a
We
berm.
we suck
happened?
at sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
We know that.
It was like 6 inch deep sand. 6 inch
You know
deep
they're
sand.
laughing at us. That they're like 6 inches. You guys have run through the
I think
desert.
what was
Like 6-inch deep
It's like
sand.
6 inch deep sand.
deeper
I
than
measure
that.
like a man. It was like 6
I was
inch
up to
deep.
the humps
Back-
when I got.
Backstory with Willie is
Never ridden
off-road, and the road that
Had his Pan Am for maybe a year.
that we
Did all street riding.
all street riding.
All
And
street.
the road, I would say it's probably not like advanced riding, but I wouldn't put a beginner on
That was
there.
not a beginner
That has
road.
never done anything off-road. So he had a lot of fixation of looking. So I think what happened is that he got into a spot and just looked over, because that's the way he was going, and just smacked right
It
into
happened
that
to
berm.
me. I mean, I did that early in the trail in the gravel, and I got into the center line between the ruts, and it was soft. Pitched me left hard, and I just stared at the berm and a bush and proceeded to ride right through that.
Yeah.
Thought, oh, I'm going down. But the bike luckily saved me because it is way more talented.
When I almost went down, and it was because I looked down and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, and looked straight up and pretty much just feathered the handlebars and just
Yeah.
gave it a little bit of gas, and it just trucked right through.
So the
And
bikes did great.
I
bikes
duck
did-
walked through the deep sand that we had some
Yeah,
issues
you
with.
made it through. So did Nick.
I,
Nick
well,
made it through the sand.
we had seen some people go down significantly, so
Yeah, we had a little bit of
we had some warning
Warning.
to be more
And
careful.
my lucky butt got to watch all these people crash or duck walk, and I'm still like, I still have to go through this.
But he did it, and he didn't duck walk it. He rode it.
I
You
rode
guys
it.
did good. And what, Nick, you got all new gear set up, didn't you?
Yeah. So I have my Icon boots. I can't remember. It's a big long name. Maybe somebody will put it up here for me. And then I have a full set of armored Thor gear.
The range stuff, right?
Yeah, which is the range
new
stuff.
It was nice.
And then the Moscow Moto hydration pack.
And then we're running the Scorpion
And
XO 960 helmets.
Yep,
All
Scorpion
three of
helmets.
us are, and Phil's got basically the Harley version of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called, the grid, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think you
It's-
got the grid helmet from Harley.
The Adventure Touring
Helmets-
helmet.
My helmet held up fine. I need to take it apart and clean it.
Yeah, it's
Big
a
Bend-
little gritty one to use the slide to open the sunglasses.
Big
and whatnot.
Bend is dusty.
Yeah.
It's that powdery dust. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I think we knocked off a couple years of our life.
Oh my
Dust that we
God.
swallowed.
So this is not, Pacific Northwest pine tree. Yeah, soft, and this is like otherworldly dirt rock, pretty gnarly. Which is why I think this BDRX area and these trails here, they get more of an intermediate to advanced classification in the BDRX series, which I was surprised by. I thought, oh, this will be easy because it's pretty flat, It's not, no, it's mountainous and
It's
there's good hills.
a lot of loose rock.
Oh, loose rock and sand and the creek bed stuff, and it was a good for me to dip a toe in that
Yeah.
world, and I enjoyed it. I will definitely do it again. The Pan Am is probably a little too much bike for some of the things I was doing.
It's a little
me
heavy for
and
some.
my skill level, but it's the one I want to learn on because my thought is if I can do it on that, then I can do it on any.
Yeah.
Did we have any bikes that had problems?
But not because of the bike.
Okay.
The only
Well,
That's not.
your bike shouldn't have fallen over and then threw a bunch of codes when you tried
Correct.
to go back on it.
It wasn't the
so-
bike's fault that it threw the codes.
And we had talked about that, I think, in an early episode, that was a complaint, that if they would fix that tip problem, and we found that to be true. Both Nick and I had an off, and when we stood the bikes back up and cleared tip mode, they would fire up and just rev up to 4,000 RPM and sit
3,000.
there or whatever, and there's no throttle. And it would not stop doing that. And we ended up pulling our maxi fuses for 5 or 10 minutes
5
or whatever,
minutes,
and
yeah.
that reset the system. And then it was fine. So we kind of relocated our maxi fuses to an easily accessible area so you don't need tools to get to it. That should not be the solution
No.
for that problem.
No.
We all agree with that.
when in doubt, maxi out should not be.
Yeah, that is like, the going nuclear on the power system on
Yeah.
that bike and just killing power to everything. That there should be a reset for tip over. That's an ignition cycle like it is on the
And
street.
supposedly they got a fix coming. I don't know if it's going to fix that.
We're hoping. So we'll find out. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
As soon as we get our 25s, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
find out.
We got our
But
25s.
would I call that a problem? No, it made me sit and wait a little bit. So if I was in a race, I'd be upset.
Yeah,
but
but
when
if-
I was exhausted at that point,
Force us to take a
I didn't
break.
mind it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And don't do anything out of your comfort zone, which that
Yeah.
first one put a lot of us
Yeah.
out of our comfort zone. There were some trails that I got to do, and I was like, oh, this is where we should have started some of our people that have never been off-roading before.
and that's why we went. Because now you have a better idea of the order.
Exactly. So after that strenuous trip, I ran down with some of the other guys to another little off-road part, and
Some
And
of
it was
us old
great.
men were like, "No, I'm tired.
Exhausted.
I'm
It's
done.
filthy.
I'm hot. I'm overheated. We're going back."
but that road, it would have been perfect to
Yeah,
dip
beginner.
your toe in.
Yeah.
Did you take any pictures out on that road when you were down there?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't even think about it.
Wait, that's
I need to get it. I need to step up my
There's a
game
picture
and
of
get
him and
it.
Grayson under a little, looks like a little baby manger for Christmas.
No, that was actually a house.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was the guy's house that lived out there that was a fossil hunter.
Well, if we find any photos of anything taken out there, maybe one of the other guys on it
But
took some shots.
we'll throw up some names of these trails that we did.
Maybe even a little clip of the map. Maybe you could do something like
Yeah,
that. I think my Garmin recorded. I think I
Location.
tracked it all for both days, so we'll have to see what that was.
So you get to join us through a.
Yeah, it's a border
Checkpoint.
checkpoint. Border Patrol in Texas.
I'm gonna roll down my windows real quick. You might get a little. Hey, look. I can't say it.
We're just gonna pretend
Good
the
time for
camera's
the
not
dog
on.
to take a break.
How you doing?
How you doing, sir? You too.
Thank you. Easiest one so far.
Border secure. All right.
Border secure.
Check.
Dog took a break right at the right time.
Yeah. Well, we smell so foul right now
Yeah,
after
it's-
3 days trail riding. That dog was like getting them out of here.
My God, what is that smell?
That's the smell of desire, my lady.
That was the one downfall of that campsite. It has a bathroom.
Yeah, but
does
no
not have a shower.
No, but
No.
there was portable water. You could probably even drink out of it. So you
Yeah,
could have
there's
gone
water.
and grabbed yourself a bucket of water
Well,
and
and at the
washed down.
and at the far end campsite, the one that was like 25 miles away or something, the park, they did have
Rentable showers.
Yeah, rentable showers.
Yeah.
So if you were truly backpacking,
Half an hour away is a
yeah,
shower.
you can roll down there and actually get cleaned up. So what that says is you could spend some time in the park,
Yeah.
and hiking and camping, everything else. Just watch the weather. But I would very much recommend this
Just
place.
this morning on our way out, the difference from the temperature at the campsite
Oh yeah,
to the floor of the
yeah.
canyon was 20-degree difference. Like
Yeah.
It dropped fast.
it was 70 or 60 degrees wind. It was 42 at the. It was
Yeah,
significant. Our
so-
friends that left on the motorcycles ahead of us stopped and put more gear on once they got down there.
We went through pretty much all 4 seasons this
Yeah.
weekend, which was fun. That makes
Texas
it,
seasons,
Texas
yeah.
seasons, yeah.
Yeah.
Just this afternoon it'll be summer again. Right now it's cold and gloomy, but we had gorgeous weather, as you'll see in all the video stuff. But I call this a successful scouting mission / just go have some fun on the weekend.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Bit of a long haul for us to get out there. It is about a 6.5 hour run.
But definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it, and that's why we're trailering these things out, because of the time crunch and
The weather again. We thought it was going to be
Let's go with
cold.
the weather. I was going to say because
Well, even that, but
We're old.
but
were
coming
planning.
here, it was raining,
it was,
and
We've got
leaving there,
rain on the way.
it was raining.
and we didn't know if we'd have any issues mechanically or physically or anything else. We wanted the backup of the vehicle, which
Exactly.
gave me peace of mind. I didn't have to think about.
I
oh my
actually
God,
was
if I
able-
break the bike, I can't get home.
I thought it's I ran a little harder
yeah, exactly. I wasn't
because
worried
I was
about it.
like, the bike's going home anyway without calling our friend and saying,
Yeah.
hey, we're 6 hours away. Can you come get us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst part, I got to hang out at the campsite and wait for you guys to
Yeah.
finish up. So I had a really good time.
It was a blast.
I'm hoping you guys did too. It was the 4 of us, and then there were 4 other guys riding adventure bikes, all Pan Am, save one BMW. 'Cause you met Bradley, he rode his Beamer, and then another friend that came down from another part of Texas on a street glide did not trail ride with
Yes,
us.
he did go
did
gravel-
trail ride
He did go down a gravel road.
to find the hot springs.
To
which
find the
he
girls at the
said-
hot springs.
He said it.
Go to sleep, you little baby. Your mama's gone away.
It was worth it. So good on Eric for coming down. Appreciate him doing that. Of course, Seth coming down. So you'll see him some of the video clips.
OBJ.
Yeah.
OBJ.
This is turning into a lot of adventure riding. So that's what we're doing right now.
Yep.
And it makes it fun.
Yep.
So if any of you adventure riders out there have, trails in or around Texas that you
yeah.
recommend, please let us know.
And-
We might trailer out there,
Yeah.
but we'd love to go ride those trails.
And if you're outside of Texas and you've got some places to recommend, or you've been there, let us know, because we'd like to plan some other routes and rides, and they may get farther and farther. Who knows?
We're not opposed to leaving Texas.
Yeah.
It just takes a while
Yeah.
because we're kind of in the middle.
You're trying to say something, Nick. I can tell.
Well, I was gonna say,
So wrap it up. I think.
we do. I know we're not gonna go into it, but in the next couple episodes, probably, we do have some updates for our future rides that are coming up.
Good.
Some more news about them, and yeah. So I just want to throw that out there because.
So stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned for more.
Is that a teaser? Or?
Yes.
We should be getting back on schedule with our new videos coming out.
Should. Well, we had the holiday break.
We switched production teams and
We're just moving things around, trying things
just want to
out.
let people know we should be getting back on more of a steady keel.
Yep.
You had more questions, or was that it?
No, that was it.
Just one question?
Do you have a question, Phil?
No. He said he had some questions. So.
No. It's more of a statement, comments. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I'm exhausted.
All right, let's call it.
I mean, I'm tired. Are you tired? You guys, Phil, you're doing good. I don't know how you're still driving.
Oh, man.
I've fallen asleep in the truck already.
I just want to shower.
Yeah.
You don't think I fell asleep? I watched all y'all dozed off and said, my turn too. I'm joking.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I just set that cruise control and it just followed the road.
Yeah, welcome to West Texas.
River Road, I think, was my favorite, though. That was a fun one.
That was good.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for joining this episode. Can't wait to put out all the videos, all the stuff. Editing's got to go through all that and show you this. And we'll do some talkovers on it.
We took a lot of footage
a
of
lot of footage.
riding. Now,
And it looked weak and slow because we're.
don't trust it. It was way more than it looks. The camera
weak and
fixes
slow. I was slow. I was very
fixes
slow.
all the shakes and
But
stuff.
it did do that. It looks smooth. It's not smooth. Bring your shock absorber knees when you're riding these. It's not smooth, even though the camera will make it look that way.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us for this edition of Tech Talk.
Truck Talk.
I don't know if we'll be doing this anymore. It's very inconvenient, and the people in the front seat,
They love the way
they're not real excited about the exposure.
Yeah.
Because, man, it's in your face. I'm back here in the dark. They don't even know who's talking, which maybe I'm not on the show anymore. Maybe that was the big change.
That's the announcement Nick's going to make silently.
All right. Well, we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for joining us, guys.
See ya.